Hello, Jerry McKeever here again, discussing again my concept of Benocracy, which is the subject of my book, Benocracy, Democracy, Last Chance. A book basically suggests that if you feel that the standard governance in your country isn't up to it, perhaps there's something we can do about it. As said that all great changes are preceded by chaos, I think you might agree that we are going through a harrowing and turbulent transition. Many of us believe that after 1, 2, 3 years, whatever, we'll go back to some sort of normality once everything is settled down. Personally, unfortunately, I don't see this. When economies are doing well, often the normal 5-8 does well, as do the wealthy. But when economies fail, the normal 5-8 is the fall guy, and the hyper wealthy can step in and clean up. It is my fear that avaricious forces are now cleaning up again, and it is probable that if and when this turbulence comes to an end, current ratios of wealth inequality will be exacerbated. Power brokers and those seeking control know this already. The cash grab is already underway, while many of us don't even realise that this is happening. So we learn from day to day, having to try to run just to stand still. It has never been more important that countries find humanitarians to rule to make sure that fairness has some sort of chance. This is where we must step in. It's said that the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. For good men to do something, we need a plan. We must present a reasonable, credible and empathetic option to people at the ballot box. If the voter does not have the chance to vote for good people, populism will win out again. I believe that the more dysfunctional a country becomes, the more people need to believe in the false promises of populism at election time. Populism is the only hope that they see. Before some countries become more dysfunctional and populism becomes more attractive, Benocracy must be launched. I believe that in a way, at the moment, the silent majority is irrelevant. This majority, I think, is made up of good, intelligent people. Please give them a body of good, intelligent people to vote for. Initially, this was to be the end of this short video, but then I watched The Spider's Web on Netflix. I don't see Benocracy as subversive. Quite the opposite. I think that it can subvert the subversion of democracy that we see in many countries today. There is, however, at least one group that would regard Benocracy as subversive. As I said, I've just watched The Spider's Web on Netflix. This short documentary film, if I can sum it up in a nutshell, tells that there are hundreds of billions of dollars every year all over the world being washed via offshore accounts, trusts, secrecy jurisdictions, and shell companies, allowing this money to go untaxed. This, of course, just widens the gulf in wealth equality and so guaranteeing a race to the bottom for all African nations and probably 80 to 95% of the world's population. A number of countries have suggested and attempted legally and constitutionally setting up a kind of world tax authority, and this has always been blocked by the UK and US in particular. If Benocracy could rule in the UK and US, these vetoes would not be used. As one contributor in the film put it, ordinary people pay taxes, rich people do not. I think this must stop. If you want to be enlightened further, please watch this movie. I know and know of what I would regard as wealthy people. Those that I know are decent people who work or have worked hard. They provide well-paid work for others. They and their workers pay tax, and they provide pension funds also. We cannot do without such people. They are net contributors to our economies and societies. These people, I believe, are the people who started SMEs and in effect are the ones who give birth to our societies and keep them going. They are very, very important people and we should be grateful to them. Our proactive move against malevolence via Benocracy could stop the egregious behaviour of what we could call the 1%. Help me, help yourselves, your children and future generations by creating a fair world. I believe that through hard work and intelligence endeavour, it is possible to become wealthy. But I've heard it said that often behind great wealth lies a great crime. The magnitude of the crime being perpetrated against 99% of us is unimaginable. Many very intelligent experts, journalists and activists are trying to defeat this egregious system. They themselves admit that their actions are thwarted at all angles. Many do not believe that this reality exists. We must step in, you and I. It is said that the winners write the history books. I agree with this. We can write our future history. If enough of us write the letter X on a ballot sheet, that will be enough. But hurdle 1, share the videos, share the idea. Hurdle 2, discuss. Hurdle 3, form Genesis grassroots groups to attempt to instigate this. Give good people to vote for. It is up to you. The ball is really in your court now. Doesn't matter what I do beyond this. Again, my book, as I've said, is available on Amazon, ebook or hard copy, and please read it. I do honestly believe, especially with all I've seen in the last week, looking at movies, listening to a very good podcast called The Coming Storm on BBC Sounds, that really things are worse than I thought they were when I started writing this book. We need to take action. Please help me here. All the best. Thank you very much. Good luck. Bye-bye.